Hello, Ella. I'm going to be addressing your video, which I see as a defense of Frank's. And quite frankly, I find it incredibly offensive. Basically, you defended this bellowing, bellicose bull moose who bellows like a bull moose that's been pole-axed. He's a liar, and and he is also trying to lie about me in the comment section of your video, which he has done to several other people, and you allow it because you do not call him on it. And I'm going to point it out to you. I'm also going to point out your rather condescending attitude, which is really what's driving my making of this video. I'm going to look at the comment or the description, excuse me, of your video. For those unfamiliar with me, with my background, I was raised in a poor working family in Europe. Well, what happened after that, Ella? Obviously, you came over here and you weren't raised poor. So, fuck you on that. And let's go down, 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 down. I consider myself a web, blah, blah, blah. So I find it problematic when lower class working people, such as Franks, perhaps, when they're concerned, are dismissed as idiotic. Nobody called out Franks for his idiocy and his duplicity and his outright lying, which I will also show as he's doing in the comments, because he's working class. That's a lie. You two jerk-offs are trying to play the working class card as some kind of slam against your opponents. In this case, Unseen Perfidy, who is a child of privilege or whatever, and you assume Skep, and actually you don't know if Skep is a child of privilege either, but you assume that. Since this is not only my own background, it hasn't been your background for years and years. Obviously, okay, maybe you grew up as a young child in an impoverished Eastern European country, but obviously you've been living in the States for a long time. So, yeah. Are you really lower class, working class, impoverished? Are you really a Prole? L? I don't think so. I think that Prole was bred out of you long before you reached puberty, is my suspicion. What I'm thinking is that you left Eastern Europe when you were a young girl and then came to the States. So please, give it a break. Nobody's dismissing Frank's ramblings and lying because he's lower class. They're dismissing them because of Frank's being a piece of garbage. And you're defending him. And now you are insulting my family, who have been working class for generations, excusing his behavior, saying, oh, well, it's just because he's working class. That's bullshit, Al. And that fucking angers me, okay? Some of the brightest, smartest people I've met have been people who have like worked working class jobs all their lives. And some of the biggest idiots I've known are people who own PhDs. Thunderfoot would be an example. So nobody is saying that. Nobody has attacked Frank's because of his socioeconomic position. That's a bunch of bullshit. And you two conniving to play the working class card is insulting to those of us who are in the working class and who have had family in the working class. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, toxic Granny. Sorry. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Oh, God, the rest of this description is just ridiculous. It's just so obvious. You know, and that I don't like class snobbery in either direction. I don't like it when it's upper class saying the lower class are stupid, which is actually what you're doing here. Because you're excusing Frank's behavior because he's a supposedly a working class schlub. That's an insult right there. You're being a class snob right there. Oh, well, that's what working class schlobs do. You know, that's just how they act. And it's very revealing about your attitude towards people. I'll get back to more of that later. Anyway, we'll get back. Oh yes, I have to like do the whole comment thing. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry. Scrolling 8. Oh, I see you're like hanging out with like a lot of scum too. Oh, DK Shadow. Why don't you ask him about how he feels about race realism and how he feels about how races should be separate. Yeah, he's a race realist. That's one of your buddies there, L. Oh, here he goes. Here's my comment. And I just quoted you. So I find it problematic when lower class working people such as Frank's, by the way, there's no evidence that Frank's is working class except for his say so. And I asked, who made it about Frank's? And actually I'm going to say that again. Who made any of their problems with Frank's because he was working class? You know, before you, both of you retards, decided to make it about working class. Nobody, not that I know of. Unseen Perfidy didn't do it. I'm not aware of Skep doing it, and I'm not aware of anyone else doing it. Because you know what? I'm a class warrior. I bring this shit up all the time. If someone had made it about class, I probably would have been on their ass. I would have definitely been on Unseen Perfidy's ass or Skep's ass. They're smart enough not to do that. But here's Frank's in response to my comment. The last thing you could possibly try to insult me with is claim I'm lower class, which I didn't. I am indeed working class and very proud of it, and he capitalized it. So stop giving me compliments. This is the kind of bullshit that Frank's does. You know, and here's my response. Did I insult you? That's assuming that Frank's is working class, of which no evidence has been given. Some of the smartest people I are working class. You are not one of them, Frank S. The playing of the class card doesn't justify your willful ignorance either. And that's the fucking point. His class, if that is his class, doesn't justify it. You know, I work with people every day who are working class, who aren't bloviating retards like this asshole. Okay? This isn't gonna work, El. You're gonna have to try something else. And here it is, down here. Oh, well, yeah, there's Frank's accusing me of, like, being Skep's butt boy. Ask Skep. He doesn't fucking care for me, and I don't care for him, actually. We don't... Here it is. And here's where Frank's is trying to do what he has done so many times before. Heavy Traffic just called me lower class as if he's insulting me. Rob and his boyfriends. Lol. Right there in your comment section, L. He's lying. He's doing exactly what people have been complaining about. And I noticed you didn't say anything. So what the hell is that all about? Why don't you tell me what that is all about? Oh, our fun has just begun. Toxic Grannie.